pray you kill your suicidal tendencies. I pray your friends are still your friends who carry the same energy when outside of your periphery. I pray you find focus and peace through your piety. I pray you raise and elevate to your true being after falling to your knees. I pray you see your amazing grace. I pray you see the Elohim in your image when you look into the mirror and see your face. I pray you have better days and that you stop chasing validation from others while learning to set your own pace.
The borough gaze as a barrage or paraphrase. Paragraphs alluded to this man's apparent fate. Facebook now accommodates his stillness. Their realness captured by a 12 megapixel wide angle camera, filtered instantly. Instagram, the land of instantaneous trickles of shares, subscribing to the notion of being, but not being there.
Ode to Edge Control Gel. New body of viscous liquid that drapes my hair into a cape to conceal my shame. You italicize my insecurities so it reads like slicked back baby hairs. I had become the people I chuckled at. I would tweet hashtag no edges and pour my laughter in between the thin hair strands of others.
I am the son of a football hooligan. The son of a children's nurse. I'm half black and I'm half white. African roots with a Caribbean twist. I am the descendant of Saxon and Viking kings. Let me tell you about my England. You see, children starve and towers burn, but out of my wages I'm paying for second-son marriages and remodeled palaces. It's embarrassing that my culture's still seen as two things: entertainers, or that we stab each other as kids. And I could say the system's fucked. I could ask where's all the youth centres gone, or I could scream fuck Boris. Or I could start talking about misguided misrepresentations of mainstream media. Or I could list the Uncle Tom narrative like we glorify drill, we act with no chill, or we know the trap is just that but we go straight back. And sometimes it's really hard not to hear some of that because Akala's been talking real since '04, but how many of you can tell me when he tours? Or exactly what your rights are when it comes to stop and search laws? So let's be honest.
Rise, kings, for you are all amazing and incredible. Because you found a way in from a way out of a system that had you caged in, I look to you and say, let's rise, kings. I want you all to be better than me.
An inventory of hands. This is a study of hands. Bear with me. I'm as alone as one can be in the supermarket aisle, measuring the circumference of a loose apple, a blushing Rayburn. Under fluorescent lighting, I recount items, budgets, motives, alternatives. I carry this basket like a promise. Loneliness is a glittering territory we can finally admit to. My palms, two unfamiliar countries, rub against each other in a mist of lemon-scented alcohol. Small talk isn't so small now. Was it ever? Before checking.
The nesting of exhaust smoke entangled on ruddy kinks. The testosterone wiped off foreheads. Listening to these sounds be confessions guiding us through the night. Our pupils tuck into themselves upon confrontation or lines and what other wild for survival. Think you're a big boy cause you go gym.
If I died tomorrow, yesterday, you niggas wouldn't give a fuck. Stop trying to guess.
My world is no longer colourful in its disconcerted season. The skies are grey, no longer electric blue. You lied, you lied. I'm as free as the homeless butterfly with clipped wings. Earthly oppressions have clipped my wings. Darkness covers my eyes and gloominess desires to outshine the light, uprooting the castles I built in the sky. So, pour a reservoir of liquor into these scars. Grind up the greenest herbs on the earth, roll it with these deadly memories and light this cigar. My mind is trapped behind intangible metal bars. I'm short-sighted, longing to see my potential, though long distance is on the yonder side, stretching far too far. The wind is blowing.
Get me sometimes angry about happening, and I can't be angry all the time, bro. It's not healthy, bro. Get me, you can't be fucking, you can't let this shit wear you down, bro. You can't be again and again. So many things you can think back and feel angry about, like emotions, like sorrow, mourning, anger, fucking communication, like all these things.
If I ever have a son, I'll tell him to stay single. I'll tell him to stay as single as possible. Single like one add one never equal two.
I'll tell her to stay single because it reminds her she can reach out her arms to take anything she likes.
I'll tell him to stay single, cause I'll remind him that these girls will reach out their arms and take anything that they like.
That she's tall enough to reach the highest shelf, and if she can't, she'll build a ladder to take her there, cause if her womb can build life, her hands can build anything else.
That not all girls are like your mother, cause even when I met your mother, she was nothing like your mother.
I'll tell her to stay single because she should discover her own waters before diving into someone else's ocean. That her body is a marvelous thing she should conquer before letting anyone else on borrowed land.
I'll tell him to stay single, cause if I ever told you how I met your mother, it was a series of episodes that you think I made up, like on some TV show-ish. That being single will teach him to be self-made. In a world that teaches men to be selfish. So he'll need a whole lot of self-awareness.
I'll tell her to stay single, because women are raised to fight for every little thing, and there's not many men who want a warrior for a wife.
I'll tell him to stay single, because love doesn't always look like forever, and it never looks like a Disney movie.